Welcome back to another episode of Starfield. So right where we had left off, we had saved Walker right here, and we're taking him back to Sidonia to meet up with that one chick. So, we're back here at Sidonia. Let's go ahead and go inside. Go to the 6th Street or whatever it's called.
I have things I gotta say.
Watch out for the robots. There's a prize.
Oh, the little gravity here is wicked.
Is that really her? Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back. Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking...
makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much. That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terrormorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Well, when the colony war came to a close 19 years ago, with the signing of the armistice, 3 factions were involved in the negotiations. The UC, Freestar, and House Varun. They made a lot of decisions about what sort of tactics should and shouldn't be permitted in future conflicts. All information related to the things they decided should be banned was locked away in the archives. Now, it's possible to get things out of there, but only with the agreement of members from all 3 factions. And as to what our research is doing in there, well, I'll get... Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. Oh, well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying Terrormorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. All right. I'm gonna go get this workup into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck.
If you have something to say it fast.
Okay, so now we're on our way to over here in UC.
We're past due for a talk.
Well, you're not gonna get it, my guy.
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, my relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus. Whoa. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like. A non-trivial amount of clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship. He and I are different on more than a few levels. But I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted... I really appreciate you saying that. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a map.
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Perfect timing.
Every time I get near mast, I think they're gonna arrest me. There's a code there. Get him, boys. We're past due for a talk.
Ah, and that must make you the Captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for bringing us this information. You can imagine my surprise when I was informed you were also the agent involved in the debacle between SysDef and the Crimson Fleet.
Uh-oh.
Still quite a mystery how that all went so wrong. In fact, some of Commander Ikande's few remaining compatriots even went so far as to suggest we were making a mistake granting you an audience at all.
Uh-oh.
And that we should instead strap you in irons. Tell me, why would they think something like that? I guess you would, given your previous activities. Lucky for you, then, the UC has other needs for you. Let's get to business. We have 2 petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
If the stakes weren't so high, we wouldn't be asking. But, well, we're asking.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing here to convince me that we should do anything but wait. And I will not risk galactic peace on a question of if.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we've... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Terrormorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right
We're
behind
on
you.
it.
Let's get down there.
We gotta get dressed, put our suit on.
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you!
Please! I can't stop!
I'm trying to equip it.
You know,
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
I will stop.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. Well, you better keep that EM weapon loaded then. Now let's move.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
We'll see. let's see what's going on at the spaceport.
That's convenient. Keyless.
No time to waste, Captain. Boots in the dirt.
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might
Look
back
at
up.
this.
Don't just stand there.
Oh yeah, I know we can't be out of.
There's one right there! Oh, God. Captain, you're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that morph.
What is this? New surprise? Let's see how quickly it can be done. Here they come. The path to end their living days at last.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They're just not having a good time.
Our experts? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the land.
To talk to you.
Barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before, huh? Well, got one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
And there's more than just one, there's a few of them.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word.
You two have any experience with Terrormorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool.
We're not UC security. Roger that. We're on. Whatever's out there, I'm ready.
Come on, y'all too. There's 5 of us. 5 of us can take down one Terrormorph. It's gonna be on me the whole time, so. Speaking of, There we go. We can give him a little bit of a surprise. You're right in the way, Sam. That is not what I was expecting to happen.
Put it down! Put down the weapon or we shoot!
Damn, Sam, you're not gonna help at all? Shoot, I do not know.
Join us. Join us in bliss.
You guys really trying to manually beat it.
Stop! Stop! Don't shoot! We're friendly!
I doubt they'll trouble us anymore.
So it looks like one of them died. The leader died. That's not gonna work. Dang, I don't have anything decent enough to deal with them.
In the head.
This one's like a lesser one.
You left us. Why did you leave us?
All wrapped up. We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
I wonder what Jacob would think of a co helping to save New Atlantis. Damn if I'm not proud of it, though.
Thank the heavens you're back in one piece.
The few protecting them.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you.
The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time.
Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
So hopefully, I guess that's all of them.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes.
whole building's on lockdown.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
My officers were unprepared for what happened
there
at the
you are.
spaceport.
I believe
I
we
intend
have
to
some
correct
things we should discuss.
The loss of life, the damage to the spaceport. The costs of this attack are greater than I think we realize.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the Cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the Terrormorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us? I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. We're dismissed.
We're counting on you, Captain.
Full backing to prevent more
Don't
attacks.
let my people's sacrifice be in vain.
We're on the cutting edge of technology.
I'm gonna go
here.
check in with
It's an
Chief
exciting
Engineer
place to
Colony. Start getting a plan together for that tape.
Howdy.
Chief Yassine, these orders can't be... But you know who this is, correct? Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done. That must make you our new envoy. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy, and you're someone I've already heard plenty about. One of the few survivors of the SysDef debacle and defender of New Atlantis. Not sure if I should duck for cover around you or shake your hand, but you have my thanks for what you did for the city regardless.
I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the archives are, correct? Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Very funny. This is going to be hard enough already. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun? Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
Well then, hope she's doing a good job.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Report suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for intel. Maybe even convince to work with you. All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
Okay.
Captain.
Oh, wait.
Would you like... Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval. It does. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the...
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish. I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the and fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is... Be smart out there, Captain.
Okay.
Hey.
Now let's go talk.
Okay. Hello.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for... Sounds like he's got one.
Let's hurry up and get to these people and get their access codes.
They have mixers for expat.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby.
Terrormorphs? As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish
back to
I
Free
hadn't
Star
seen
soil,
news from an SSNF
even if it is surrounded by
broadcast.
New Atlantis.
We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Guests can make themselves
I'm sorry.
comfortable in the
Do you have... Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said, "You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives." Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terrormorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
Please, please, pretty please.
Ambassador, I can't emphasize how important this is.
And who might you... Oh, I recognize that face. You're a Co, aren't you? Didn't you run away to help that little Explorers Club?
Really? An Explorers Club. Ma'am, I've signed up to help my friend here, who's looking to stop a whole heap of needless pain and suffering. Imagine if this happened in Aquila City, or Neon. The results would be bad, or, let's be honest here, far, far worse. We owe it to our people to do something.
It's a disturbing thought, Mr. Co. And while it is my job to protect the people of the Collective, the way to do that, I believe, is clear. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time, and yours, and go? You're really gonna push this? All right, I will... I'm listening. Co's do have a way with words. Imagine how it'd look if the next attack occurred in Freestar space. I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility.
So there's turns, so I have to hit all 5.
You're not gonna flatter me into acting again. Captain, I'm sorry.
Okay, so no matter what we do, we would have to get the...
That woman isn't... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. And like I've got you to thank for things not... Well, then you have my urn. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if he does have trained diplomats here to help. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so... Oh. So you want me to... No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me? Her quarters. Huh. Oh, that's doable. And you... and the UC will be providing me with what for my services? Oh,
So what would we be offering him? Let me see about... Wasn't it this way? There it is.
keeping the skies safe out there?
I should have just given him 1,000 credits.
Sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office.
I have things I gotta say.
I do not care, Sam.
I can get you into Radcliffe's office. Oh, wait. I thought you were looking to hire. Really? Okay, so there's a utility corridor that leads to the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water. I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from...
You're allowed 3 places. Conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. Official business? Talk to the ambassador.
Go away. But see, like, how am I supposed to get in there? She's just staring at the wall right there the whole time.
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
Who's there?
Jeez. I am not sneaky at all.
detected. Patching in playback.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch! Cameron!
Are you alright, Ambassador?
It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again. Which means you and I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die. But I think we might need to. We should expedite the process.
What are you getting at, ma'am?
I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a C, right? But what if? What if one opened up? The life is hard in what it used to be. It's not like anyone would miss him.
Eva, I think it's time to get some sleep.
Just think about it. Maybe we can reach out to some experts at that sort of thing, huh?
Good night, Eva.
Dirty, dirty. Let's see what's over here.
Wait, something's wrong. Sorry, everyone's a little on edge after the attack.
Yep, but oh well, I got through it.
This building is Freestar sovereign territory.
Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? You're not... Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about. No. If the council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. Look, I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. The issue at hand is one of trust, no? So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives.
Ha 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 ha.
But where are my manners? Here.
Oh, shoot, okay.
You're... Oh? And a good one, too. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions... I can only let you get the information on the Terrormorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. And all research will need to be monitored. Freestar scientific observers making sure everything's being used for the right purpose. But those two items should be enough to allay it. Good.
Ooh. I don't want to press her too hard. I mean, I could have. I can't do it. I have to go back and I have to be like the biggest douche ever.
This building is Free Star sovereign territory. So in here...
Did I not make my... Excuse me? Look. So perhaps... But where are my men? You're joking. Please. Pretty please. And I know you, my dear... In fact, I think there's a... I can only let you get the info. And all research, but those 2 items. What on earth are you... yes. Now let's go get your code piece.
Are you training for some sort of weightlifting competition?
I like that one better.
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
She gave me 7,000 credits in her gun. Now keep moving.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It is reassuring to know there are still some people in this universe you can trust. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all.
Okay, thank you. $7,000 credits and a badass gun. That's why you don't do bad things, kids.
Just doesn't add up.
I have no idea where I'm going. This place looks pretty bleak. Good thing I got a new gun.
I have things I gotta say. I don't have time for you right now. I mean, is it supposed to look like this? With Varun, you just never know.
This place is creepy as heck. Place is creepy as heck. You're slow, Sam.
Find something
there
good.
We go. Demons.
seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. Let us discuss.
You just chill down here in the silence?
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack, then the embassy was struck with a power surge, and then silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental control. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this but I must know of the rest of the city. Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of Terrormorphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On Terrormorphs, presumably, hmm? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives, using its data. But if I am to grant you access, for years House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun... The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
That's the only way it'll work, since trust between all of you kind of in short supply.
Well, then I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
I got some choice words to share with you.
Sam, shut up, or I'm gonna put two between your head.
Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Captain, I just received a couple messages from an operative in the embassy office. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe and Balmore? Was he alive? Did they both actually agree? That's incredible. I wasn't sure Radcliffe would ever get on board. I'm very much looking forward to getting the debrief on how precisely you managed to pull all the... Regardless, superlative work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Maybe.
Captain, can I help you?
Alright, well, when we get back, we'll go into the archival. But until then, stay safe out there, and we'll see you later, alligators.